How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a marvelous day. Today we're going to take a look at how you can get over 28,000 capital peak points from attacking a variety of bases. So let's take a look at how you can potentially do this. We start off with some cleanups on a capital peak. A lot of times if you can get around 4 or even better 5,000 loot per attack, you will get in the range of 26 to 30,000. Of course, the more points you get, the better. However, getting those points most effectively is the trick. So we're using what I love to use on the second attack for a capital peak, which is the Sneaky Archers with a P.E.K.K.A. and Rages. Gonna ×2 it here because I'm just trying to drop 1 pack of Sneaky Archers per defense to take them out as efficiently as possible. Because if you group all the archers together, they will get hit with splash damage and it will be absolutely terrible for your attack. So best to space them out, and if you can do like different spots around the base and still get value, even better, because then you won't run out of time. So here we almost have all of the defenses in front of the capital peak taken out. Now we open up the wall and deploy the P.E.K.K.A. If there is nothing shooting on the P.E.K.K.A, and it's just the capital peak, a lot of times the P.E.K.K.A alone will be able to take out the capital peak under a rage spell. If there is 1 or 2 more things shooting it, then occasionally it doesn't take it out, and then on the third and final attack, you might need to use 1 pack of balloons or 1 pack of archers. But we got 4,500 from that 1 attack. And of course, we're going to clean up the base and take it out, because at this point during the capital peak raid weekend, there was not too much time left, and I wasn't sure if my fellow clanmates were on and we're going to take out this base, and I had a few other accounts to use the attacks on. So definitely had to make it a priority and attack with this account so that we can open up the next raid and get even more points from different bases. We got a bonus 157. So let's take a look at the next few attacks. First on the list is a Barbarian Camp. Or no, not a Barbarian Camp. I am looking at the wrong one. I need the first part of it. There we go. Confused myself. Sorry about that. So as we can see here, we're going in with air. A lot of times with Barbarian Camp, we prep the base with air and then finish it off with air. Seems to be the best strategy since the Barbarian Camp has a lot of ground defenses. And most of the traps usually are on ground, so even though you might not get much on the first attack using air, it still is a lot better than using ground. So here we're just trying to take out the air bombs. Trying to take out as many air defenses as possible, get as much value as we can. So we're trying to prep this for a second hit. So in this second hit, the attacker will get around 6,300 points, which will be nice. So here we only pick up around 3,000. However, we do make up for it in some other attacks, like the Builder's Workshop. Almost 70% destruction on the basic layout. This is what I like to use for the workshop. There is a one-shot strategy for the basic layout of the workshop. If you're not familiar with it, be sure to check it out. It is hard to do, but if you figure it out, it can be very, very rewarding. So I'm just going in with a graveyard spam strategy with a couple of Larry barrels to help out. I like to use a few giants, a few super wizards on that first deployment zone and have them pad down to this giant cannon. And then we're sending in some of the skeleton barrels to help demolish all of those defenses. Now once that's done, we're going to drop the other 2 graveyards on the blast bow. Because when things die out from all these crushers, a bunch of skeletons will spawn over on the blast bow. And typically there are not enough defenses around the blast bow to protect it well enough, and the skeletons actually take it out, and a lot of times they'll break out as well. So now we've deployed the rest of our troops. We're going to try and focus on taking out this whole left side of the base. And a lot of times that will get you an insane amount of points from one attack, and you can reliably get it every single time. So now we're just waiting for the skeletons that are still spawning to get ahead of the giants and ahead of the super wizards. Speed it up a little bit. So there's not too much more we can get, but once you cross this bridge, the giant cannon becomes a problem. So, something to watch out for. But we do get, I believe it's, just over 5,000 capital peak points. And all these skeletons, they're just gonna die out. So we don't worry about them. Next up is the Balloon Lagoon. 75%. So this one is almost basic layout. Now if you find a basic layout of the Balloon Lagoon, there is an excellent, really powerful one-shot strategy. It takes a little bit of practice, but it is similar to this army composition. But the idea is to use the Larry barrels, clear out this whole right-hand peninsula, and then use very few troops and be able to take out both the rocket artilleries. So here we had dropped a couple of giants, a couple of rams, and now most of the rest of the Larry barrels to try and protect the super wizards, because that is where the majority of the damage comes from on this right hand side. And then we've prepped this side of the base so that we can send in our super dragon and try and take out these rocket artilleries. You do need a rage spell, and the idea is to get the dragon locked onto one of the buildings that has close to full hit points, because then since they're all touching each other, that splash from the breath is able to take them all out. Now we do lose a lot of our troops to the bomb tower and then the other rocket artillery. On the true basic layout, this rocket artillery is closer over here, like in this area, this dead spot, and the dragon is usually able to take it out. But since it was close enough, and since the raid weekend was almost over, had to take what you can get, and I knew I could get a decent amount of points off this base. So we drop in a pack of Larry barrels up top. And then we are just going to speed through the last bit as everything is slowly dying out. So we only really get the district hall, and then I believe the cannon. Yes. But in this attack, we got 6,235. Which is kind of crazy. And last but not least, we're looking at the basic layout of the Skeleton Park. And wouldn't you know it, it is actually upgraded for once, which is fantastic. So many of the skeleton parks that I see at the District Hall level 9 are still level 2, and they don't have all the level 3 new defenses. So this is going to be a fun little test to see how far we can go. There is also a one-shot for the basic layout of the Skeleton Park. However, it is extremely difficult to pull off. I've been trying it ever since I found it out this last raid weekend. I didn't find the strategy out personally, just finally saw a video on YouTube and was like, oh, I think I'll try and replicate it. Even so, you still get a lot of points from the Skeleton Park. believe you can consistently get 4,000 or 5,000. And then depending on the levels of the troops, how they path, your timing, your deployment speed, all that fun stuff, you could potentially one-shot it. But the whole goal is to protect this P.E.K.K.A. at all costs. You don't want anything to lock onto it. You want it to be fully protected by the graveyard skeletons, so that it can take out the core of the base and then eventually work its way up. Another cool trick is that you can use one ram, one barbarian to take out the wizard tower, and they'll take out the air defense and the other trash building, and then one pack of minions can take out that giant cannon up top. So now the attack is wrapping up. We lost our one P.E.K.K.A. We used one pack of hogs to help take out the defenses down south. And we have one more pack of hogs left. And we send them over to the reflector. So that's really the only other defense we can take out. And we get a whopping 6,200 from that one attack. So if we had some more time and some more better bases, I should say, to attack, then probably could have bumped this up to around 36,000, depending. So hopefully this video is helpful. It's something you could do when you're in a pinch for time, and there are some of the basic layouts. There are some really good strategies to take advantage of. But if you like this video and you want to help support me, I encourage you to like and subscribe to the channel. And there'll be a couple more videos on the screen if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.